Amen. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Cha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders, and apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Salutations unto the 144,000 doing the work of the Lord in all truth, honor, and sincerity, and shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children who believe in His word being taught unto them. It's your brother Imna wa Allah. I'm back at you with another lesson entitled He will deceive the world by way of His lying wonders. You know, because you see Esau, Edom, he's got a God complex. You know, Esau, Edom, they think they're the Most High, you know, and that there's no power above them. You know, that's why real quick, when you go to the book of, just real quick, it's in the Psalms 50 and 21, straight to the point, tells us, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest thou was altogether such as one as thyself. But I will reprove thee, and will set them in order before thine eyes." So yeah, they think because basically they've got away with their wickedness for so long that the Most High is with them. You know, if there is a power in heaven, He must be with them, because Esau, Edom, has been allowed to get away with his wickedness for so long. You know, it would only make sense that if there was a God, He would be on their side. But it ends up saying, "But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes," man. And we already know the order of things, man. You know, the Israelites, we're above all nations on the face of the earth. The Edomites, according to Daniel 4 and 17, are the basest of men. So that's them being, that's the order that the Lord is getting ready to set, which is quite comical when you think about it, because Esau, you know, the amount of pride that they walk with, man. Obadiah, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. You know, here it is, man. You the basest of men. You a cave dweller, which is literally what the word Caucasian means, and yet you're so prideful, man. Well, when the scriptures say, "Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fool." So we're about to see the fall of Esau, Edom. You know, which is a beautiful thing according to Sirach 25 and 7. You know, it's a great honor to be able to witness the fall of your enemies, man. Especially when they've been troubling you for so long. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6 says, "Seeing it is a righteous thing to recompense tribulation unto them that trouble you," man. You know, it ain't wicked. Esau been troubling us for like 500 years, man, more or less. You know. So yeah, back to the title of this video. He will deceive the world by way of His lying wonders. You know, this is why we're in a time where we have to trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai, because Esau, you know, by way of his technology, you know, here it is, you can lose your arm, and this devil can fix you up with a bionic arm that will function just like an ordinary arm, because remember, you know, we also have electricity in our bodies, so those electrical impulses can be sent to the bionic arm and operate and function just like your normal fleshly arm would. So those are some of the lying wonders and miracles, or one of the lying wonders and miracles that Esau, Edom has come with. You know, and people look at that like, oh, that's a great thing. But I mean, look, man, when Yahweh Shai performed His miracles, you weren't getting no bionic arm or, you know, prosthetic leg. You Hey man, when he prayed over you, man, when he worked his miracle, you was restored. You was restored back to factory settings. You didn't have to get some metal parts installed in you, man. So Esau's trying to sit in the seat of God, but he ain't no God. Jeremiah 17:5 tells us, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Most High. Okay? Because you're going to have a lot of people that's going to be beguiled by this devil, and they're going to put their trust in him. Oh yeah, but Esau's able to do this, Esau's able to do that, and restore this and restore that, and yada yada yada, so therefore I shall trust in him, which is going to be to your own detriment, as it says here. It said, cursed be the man that trusts in man. It didn't say blessed be the man that trusts in man. Proverbs 3:5 tells us, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding, man. Because this devil's getting ready to come down with all signs and lying wonders, and that's how he's gonna win the hearts of the people and ultimately deceive them, and then they're gonna end up taking the C-hip or the MOTB and then being destroyed. Okay. 2 Thessalonians 2:3 tells us, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Which is going back to 70 AD. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, all that is worshipped. See, he opposeth. Listen to that, bro. He opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. So he exalts himself above Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And if you don't believe me, man, just go type in that devil, what's his name? Noah, that mole devil, Noah, Yuval Harari, and see what he has to say. And then come read 2 Thessalonians 2:4, right? It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, all that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Okay? Because again, these devils, these Edomites, have that God complex, man. Right? So let's jump down to verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Alright, the spirit of his mouth, the prophets, the brightness of his coming, Yahweh and the angels in them chariots, man. In them spaceships. As the Apostle Bar says. Excuse me. Verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. You can't see, we can restore your sight. You want to learn these different languages, you want to be able to speak every language on the planet, just take this brain C-hip. You won't be able to do that. Just a couple of examples of those powers and signs and lying wonders. You lost your arm, don't worry, give you a new one, a bionic one. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And that's the problem, is that ultimately this world has been starved of the truth. I think it's in Isaiah 24. It tells us how there will be a crying of wine in the streets, the wine representing this wisdom, knowledge and understanding. Because there's going to be a lot of people that's without wisdom, knowledge and understanding, and that's why a lot of people are going to end up taking that thing, the C-hip, because They didn't know better, either because they didn't know better, or they just didn't have the faith to believe that if I don't take this thing, the Lord is still going to sustain me. You know? Ultimately, it boils down to a lack of faith, man. Just come follow me. You know what? Our faith is getting ready to be tried, man. You know? When Esau Edom basically excommunicates us out of society because we don't wanna adhere. You know, that's gonna be a major testing of our faith, man. Only the elect are gonna pass that test. You see? Just give me a second. It's raining in there. I can't see from in the box or not. You know, we're heading into that time of the ultimate testing, man. If we really for how about Shimei Ashaya for this devil, man. Verse 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So that's just what's gonna happen, man. You know, these people had pleasure in unrighteousness. They didn't want to seek the Lord. So they're gonna fall under the condemnation, man. You know. Revelation 13 and 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, which is talking about the second leg of the ancient Roman Empire revived, which we're in now. Okay? And, you know, the 2 horns, like a lamb, represents his bipartisan system. Back then it was the plebeians and patricians. Today it's the Republicans and the Democrats, but they're all birds of the same feathers. And he spake as a dragon. He's coming with them draconian measures, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, because remember, this is the second leg of the Roman Empire. The ancient Roman Empire revived, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Because during the Renaissance period, these Edomites came back into power, man, which represents the deadly wound being healed. And you know, the scriptures, I think Revelation 20 talks about how he shall be loosed a little season, and this is that little season right now where this devil has been loosed. 13 says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. You know, you got Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 1945. I think one of the bombs was named Little Boy, and I can't remember the other one. You know, but that was atomic. That was an atomic bomb, and you saw the catastrophe that caused. That's him making fire come down from heaven. Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So yeah, those going back into those miracles again, man, which is how a lot of these people are gonna be deceived by way of Esau Edom's miracles. Okay, it says and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So it's like, yeah, if you don't get with this new world order agenda, you don't get with this new beast system, you're going to be killed. Okay, which is why, you know, you're going to have martyrs in this truth, man. Some of us may have to give up our lives as a testament of our faith. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. You see? And that's the MOTB system that's getting ready to be fulfilled. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You see? So these are the times that we're in right now, man. Okay? And these, you know, the what do you call it? The infrastructure is being implemented right before our eyes, man. You just gotta have the eye salve to see, which really even Stevie Wonder can see it at this point. You know, Esau ain't being as subtle as he used to be. You know, but if you either see or you don't see it, man. Okay? But we don't want to take that thing because we don't want to fall under, you know, the curse of Revelation 14:9. You know? So, look, man, let me close out on this because, you know, it's coming down to the wire. And our faith is really going to get put to the test, you know. But the Lord's got us, man. Because they're saying you can't buy or sell. So, you know, you can't buy or sell. How are you going to eat? How are you going to drink? You know, but listen, man, you got these devils like Klaus Schwab talking about you will eat the bugs and you will be happy. You go and take a MOT. You go and take the MOTB so you can have a fucking bug sandwich, man. You know? That's crazy. Isaiah 65:13 tells us, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. You see? So, we going to be all right, man. If we trust and believe and we hold fast until the end, we going to be all right. Abba Ratazar will be of the elect. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. You see? Because they didn't trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You see? Second Esdras 2:26 says, as for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them among thy number. Now, obviously, we know some of us are going to have to die for this truth, but ultimately, we're going to be given the crown of life, so we're not really going to die, if that makes sense. Okay? It says the dead in Yahushua shall be raised up first. So you ain't really losing out, man. Plus, who the fuck wants to live in this wicked-ass society, man? This place is bullshit, right? 27 says, be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Yeah, because they sold out. You got Revelation 16:2, talks about that grievous sore, which is a cancer, which they're going to get from taking that MOTB, because during the MOTB being implemented, you're going to have 6G as well. So all this radiation being emitted in your body, man, gonna, you know, cause them cancer cells, man. Okay. 28 says, the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. So we're gonna be protected, man. Lord willing, we be of the elect. You know, so we don't wanna get caught up in his deception, because Esau Edom's deception is definitely heavy in these times that we're in. And a lot of people are going to fall for it. A lot of people have fell for it already. But we have to stand firm in the face of adversity, man. Because our power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, far supersedes Esau Edom. And really and truly, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Proverbs 21:1. So ultimately, our power is the one that's in control, man. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here for this video. And I pray, Lord willing, it's been edifying. And until the next time, shalom, man. Stay up, stay strong, man. We're almost out of here.